Hey everyone, welcome to Movement Mondays. Today we're going to be dealing with the split squat versus the lunge, going over some of their similarities and their differences. So the first thing you want to know is foot position between the two of them. They're both the same. So you're going to have your feet starting about hip distance apart, trying to keep it nice and parallel. Your feet want to be on the same line. You don't want to have it too far apart, your knee could collapse in on you. That puts a lot of strain you don't need. You don't want to have it too narrow, because when you're dealing, especially with the lunge, you're going to have a lot of balance issues because it'll be like you're walking on a tightrope here, okay? So, I'm going to do one coming forward, just so you can see the alignment of my body as I move. So here's a split squat. I'll start with them. So you can see, as I go down and up, my body is staying nice and straight. My back knee, pay attention if you can see it, is staying out in the same line as my toe. My front is not coming in, not coming out. It's staying, again, in line with the direction of my feet. Okay? So now I'll do it from the side. So I'm saying I'm pretty far. You can experiment with the distance, but generally you want to make it so you can get it pretty close to a 90 degree with both legs. This leg is going to come a little bit further over my ankle, just to emphasize this leg a little bit more, because the target of a split squat is the front leg. So it's about a 70-30 weight distribution between your front and back legs. So I want to make sure I'm hitting my quads, which is pretty easy. All I have to do is stand up. And my hamstrings, again, it's going to be counterbalancing the quadricep, but the glutes are something that we have to pay a little bit extra attention to make sure that they're engaged properly. So as I go down, you notice I'm coming forward a little bit, which puts a little more emphasis here. Again, my knee is coming down in the back, approximately at 90 degree. And what I want to do is I want to drive my heel into the floor, just like a normal squat, push up. That's going to get maximum engagement with the glute, okay? So I'll do it one more time. So you can just see it. Everything stays up nice and straight. My chest stays up, my back stays nice and flat. I come forward a little bit and down, and I push back up. There are a couple of little variations you can do on this. You can add weights to that, hold the barbell up on your back. You can hold it between your legs as you're doing it, just to add a little more resistance as you get more confident and stronger with the movement. What you can also do is put your foot up to shift the weight even harder into the front leg. So one very, very common variation is called the Bulgarian split squat, or just a Bulgarian squat. What you do for that is you put your foot up on a bench, and you're either usually holding dumbbells, or you can even hold a barbell for this. So you're coming down and up. It's the same movement, it's just going to put a lot more emphasis, similar how to decline push-up versus a regular push-up. Now, how is this different from a lunge? Most obviously, a lunge moves, okay? So I'm happily coming forward, I step into it, and I come back up, okay? In, and I push off and come back up. I'll show you from the side. So I come out and back up, and back up. Now you can experiment with the depth of the back leg. You can even have it straighter if you want to put a little more weight into the front leg. You can have a little bit less if you want more into the back. But generally, the stepping, the walking lunge like this, you can keep walking forward. I have a wall I'll hit. It's going to put even more weight into that stepping leg, especially when you have to get back up out of the lunge than the split squat would. So that's a big difference between them right there. One variation you can do on this to just kind of change the emphasis is you can do step back into the lunge. Still the same similar thing is going to happen. The leg that steps is going to have to absorb all of the impact, so it's going to really get worked that much harder. So the thing that you really want to notice the difference between, this is kind of where it gets a little bit blurry, is the difference between a static lunge and a split squat. They look really pretty much the same, and depending who you ask, they are the same, they're different. I'm going to give you a perception of what I've seen as different. It really just depends on the context. So here's a split squat, again, as we see before. I'm coming forward a little bit as I do it. Static lunge, on the other hand, which is going to give you a little bit more hip flexor activation, you're really going to stay upright, you're going to kind of bring your hips forward, and you're going to go straight down and straight up. Okay? So the difference is really minute there. You want to make sure that when you're doing the split squat, that you're not going straight down, you're kind of coming forward a little bit to emphasize that front leg, whereas the static lunge is straight up, straight down, with as close to a 50-50 distribution of weight between the front and back leg as you can possibly get. Now the final really major variation between them is the plyometric split squat or plyometric lunge. So they're more or less the same here. I'll just demonstrate it for the purpose of seeing what it is. So both of them are going to start in this staggered stance, feet about hip distance apart. You're going to go down and you're going to explode up and switch feet. So the object on both of them is going to be to switch the feet, come back down to the lunge position, and continue it. So I'll just do a couple of reps. So I come down, up, and switch. Okay? It's really kind of hard to call a difference between the split squat and the lunge at that point, unless you really get really strict on it and lean more forward for the split squat versus the lunge. But they're more or less the same at that point. Okay, so I hope that clarifies the difference between the two different moves, and that when you see them called for in a given program, you know what you're dealing with and how to work with them. That's all for today. So take these cues, be safe, get out there and hit your workouts, and leave a comment below and let me know if this has helped you, if you need any more clarification or anything else that you'd like to see in future videos. Well, that's all for this segment of Movement Monday. So hit your workouts and get out there and find your life.